welcome. It is finally time to open up the Lego House exclusive brick moulding set. Now this I actually got when it first came out, and it has just been lingering around up here for all of those years. It's been squished, it's been squashed, and it's even had the loft ladders put through the front, but it is still technically sealed. Now this is going to be built up on the live stream, so this, I think, more than likely in my head, this is actually following on from part of the build of the live stream, so if you were with us on that, thank you very much. But this will be opened up for the very first time. We'll see if it's got any of the artwork on the inside relating to any of the other limited edition sets that were out at the time, which of course was the Duck. So with that being said, let's get to it. Right, let's take a quick look at what is left of the box before we actually get this thing open, because it is still, like I said, sealed and stuck together at the bottom. So this is a 10 plus, item number 40502, and it is the brick moulding machine. Now if you've been to the Lego house, you will know exactly what this does and what you get given at the end, and that is the biggest clue, the Lego house bag tiles. So there's going to be loads of Easter eggs in this that I am actually going to recognise, because I have gone to the Lego house many times, and I have collected some of the different bags that they have done. So you can see you've got all of the writing on the side with regards to the facts and all of those other little bits and pieces. One fact for you: at the moulding factory in Billund, the machines produce a total of 4.9 million Lego elements per hour. So that is a scary fact for you. Now with all the bits and pieces on the back, you can see what it used to look like, and then obviously what it is right now. So this is the older factories in Billund from way back when. At the time of this coming out, you only had the limited edition #1 Duck. Now there is a fair few of them now, including of course the pirate and all of the other little bits and pieces like that. So this is literally the original. I think they came out, the Duck was year 1 and then this was year 2. They both didn't come out at the same time, so it is a yearly thing that they do at the Lego house, and it is, like I said, an exclusive to the Lego house in Billund. It goes on about betting on the bricks, the tales of the Lego moulding machine, and the ever-evolving technologies there on the right-hand side. And then, of course, you have got the home of the brick logo as well. But at the bottom, just here, is where it is sealed. So, right, that's a little bit better. It's getting you somewhere where you're not going to fall over. So you're slightly angled, but if I was to, where are you? There on the bottom, we have got the bits to slice and dice. So I am left-handed, and I've got you set to the right-hand side, so that's very awkward. So we will bring this 1, 2. I think that is all that is needed. So it's taken many years to get this open. What is involved? Lots and lots of bright colours in the bottom of that, so that is looking very smart indeed. Unusual to have the jet black box as well, so slightly different to what we're all used to with the whites. Lots and lots of different bags in here. In fact, let me just grab all the different bits and pieces that are in here. So they are nicely stacked together. It's a big enough set. There's a couple of thousand pieces, 1,003 I think in total. And of course it is the plastic bag, so it's way back when. And we have got a instruction booklet which we'll go through shortly. And luckily, the sticker is not being damaged. You have been relocated, and this is the sticker that I was talking about. So it looks like there's just the one, there's nothing else in the box. Obviously that is the box with the hole at the front, and yeah, so we've only just got the one of these. Now with regards to the instruction booklet, it does look like there's stuff in the middle of the book, lots and lots of cool bits and pieces. So what I'll do is I'll download the instruction manual now. Well, it's not gone well, has it? So you type in the SKU number on the Lego website under their instruction tab, and 40502 does not exist. So I'm going to type it again, so for you guys and girls to see, 40502, boff. So they obviously don't have any of the Lego exclusive sets on there. However, go over to a completely different website, which is called manuals.ls. covered in adverts, so I'll have to apologise in advance, but it is a clearer high-res image for what I am looking at currently. So you can see it is 40502. We turn the page, guarantee an advert is going to pop up. Ooh, no, we are lucky so. They changed on the outside. So what is the Lego house? The Lego House is a unique experience house located in the centre of Billund, home of the brick. The building allows Lego fans of all ages to feel the magic, and the Lego universe has the ultimate Lego experience all year round. A number of new Lego experiences and 25 million Lego bricks will greet children and adults alike, inviting them to unleash their creativity. The Lego House includes paid attractions as well as experiences open to the public. You will not need a ticket to visit the Lego Square, play on the terraces, and explore the Lego store and treat yourself to the extraordinary culinary experiences within the Lego twist of one of 3 Lego eateries. So you only need a ticket for to actually go in and through and go all the way around. But all of these bits, which is the Lego house bit, which I actually own this set that you're looking at, the stairs of the blue and the stairs of the yellow are free to the public when the weather is good. You can actually walk all the way up to the top, which is the Lego brick just here. Each zone on the outside is a different area for the like playgrounds and stuff like that for the public to be on. However, one of the blue areas, you have your own lift from the inside of the Lego house to get to the outside. I do believe for that you actually need a ticket, so it is a separate area, I think, to get down and back up from the Lego house. There is one area where it is slightly separate because it might be in the green zone also, which is on the other side, where you can actually just walk out and you've got a different play area, but you can't get to the bit. So it does separate the public area through, but you can walk on all the different coloured zones to get to the top. The blue, I am sure, has the elevator, but I think you can actually just use that as part of the public to get up to the top. But the outside area access for the blue is something slightly different. It carries on this bit just here. Injection moulding at the Lego Group. The Lego Group's journey into plastic starts into the mid-1940s when a company's the founder, Christensen, places an order of a plastic injection moulding machine, thus kicking off the Lego plastic era. Good grief. So the business from the Lego Group started as wood, and it went into plastic. So you've been into the Lego house, then you'll know what that's all about with the History Museum underneath. But it says a humble beginnings from 1932 until the late 1940s, where the Lego Group solely produced toys made of wood. They had 2 big fires, if I remember rightly. As years go by, the production steadily growing into the end of the World War II, finding an increasingly difficult source enough beechwood, right quality to maintain production levels. Has always had a curious mind about looking for new ideas and materials which can be used for toy production. The lack of wood only gives them an even bigger incentive to satisfy the curiosity. In the 19th century, plastic had been on the market for quite a while, but in the mid-1940s it reached a level of quality which makes suitable for toy production. The first machine in 1946, together with many other Danish toy manufacturers, attended demonstration of a plastic injection moulding. The machine in Copenhagen instantly convinced the potential of both machine and materials. Not even a price tag of 30,000 Danish kroner, which by many included his own son, is considered to be a staggering amount of money invested upon the technology. Scares off Kirk in places an order for a British injection moulding machine soon after the machine produced by E.H. Windsor, London, and it arrives in Billund in the late 1947. The machine is operated by hand, and it takes up to 4 people to operate one single machinery effectively and quality of finished. So, like I said at the very, very start, the brick moulding machine that we are making on the live stream, this is what it's based on. The bright green one, and you see all of the different bits and pieces. In the comments, I will link the video to this brick moulding machine so you can actually see what it is all about. Plastic, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys and girls can see. The plastic produced very high based on the operator's skill, gut feeling, and there are no automated controls of any kind. Naturally, much experimenting is necessary in order to gain experience of the moulding process. However, slowly and steadily, and with cells accurate, the raw materials of the Lego Group moves on into a plastic age. By betting on the brick in 1949, the Lego Group plastic department manufactures various kinds of toys. Among these are the company's first plastic bricks, which are marketed under the same automatic binding bricks. 1958, the Lego brick as we know it today is interlocked studs and the tube principle. They're patented and introduced only 2 years later. The Lego bricks are so successful that the second generation Lego owner decides to put all its eggs in one basket. He shuts down production of the wooden toys alongside all other plastic toys and focuses 100% on the Lego brick. Now, the patent, I do believe, has just recently run out. So that's why they've now done this smart brick technology instead. Since the Lego Group purchased its very first ever injection machine in 1946, the machine, as well as the moulds in the raw materials, have evolved dramatically up through the 1950s and 60s. Investments of several different types of machines in order to keep pace with the rising production needs as far back as 1950. It acquires a semi-automatic moulding machine with the injection built by Mers Jogenburn. I can't pronounce half these names. A machine which continues its service until 1982. In 1959, the first fully automatic moulding machine is purchased. Soon, efficiency increases as the Lego employee now can operate 2 machines. By 1972, the moulding facility in Billund has expanded several times, and 172 moulding machines are now being operated here. By the early 1990s, the Lego Group produces the bricks in 5 moulds. Now, another fun fact for you, if it doesn't say this in here, is that some of the moulds actually are in the foundations of the Lego house as well. So when you go down into the museum section, there is an open plexiglass area just before you go into the history. You look down, you can actually take a photo of the original moulds, which I said were used as the foundations for the Lego house, because all of the others are melted, so obviously they can't be copied. Facilities around the globe, and the total number of moulding machines have increased to up to 1,000 billions of bricks. In 1997, the first 8 of a total order of 75 new types of moulding machines are delivered in Billund, along with existing machines, as well as many new ones added during the years. These machines have since been used for the production of billions of Lego bricks. In today's Lego moulding facility, it takes only one Lego employee to operate 32 machines as a standard setup. And at the moulding facility in Billund, the machines produce a total of 1,360 Lego elements each second. The type of moulding machine portrayed in the Lego House exclusive building set is a detailed replica of one of those machines moulding the very operating in the Billund moulding factory, and of course the Lego house itself. So anything else on that one? What's on page 4? Page 4, right. More facts. The moulding process in the cornerstone of the manufacturing Lego bricks. The Lego Group purchases its first plastic injection mold in 1946. Injection molding are manually operated. 1950, the first semi-automatic injection mold happens. The Lego factory, dedicated only to plastic molding in 1953, is an extensive existing woodwork factories to the system. Billund, 59, the first fully automated molding machine in Billund. Today, the Lego Group mold in Billund. They do it in Billund, Hungary, Mexico, and China. And the moulding factory in Billund, the machines produce a total of 4.9 million Lego bricks per hour. So that is some images and history of some bits and bobs that you can see. They have got this in the History Museum of the Lego House as well. So if you would like to see this and get a short flight over, if you're from Europe, if you're from further afield, then well, it's definitely worth going over. Especially if you're going to visit London, for example, if you're coming over to America, from America, literally weekend to Denmark, and you are absolutely laughing. On January 28th, 1958, at 1:58 p.m, the modern Lego brick is born. When a patented for the unique clutch powers is secured, endless building possibilities become a reality. So There we go. It's turned into a history. And there it is. That is the one that I am talking about. And that is the video that I have and of the Lego house in Billund. You can walk around and see it all produce. And then on the far left-hand side, there's a conveyor belt where it spits out nice, fresh Lego bricks for you to do, because you have got 6 of them to do it. A real-life moulding machine in the Lego house. The Lego house guests can experience a real, yes it can, Lego injection moulding machine up close. The green moulding machine is identical to the moulding machines found at the Lego production site in Denmark, Hungary, Mexico and China. The only difference is that it's specially designed to mould in the Lego house only contains 6 bricks. They are red, and it has a high speed to be dialed down significantly to prevent overproduction. Yeah, it's very interesting to see it move. If that was at full whack, it'll be unbelievable to see, and the noise as well. Fun fact, to keep decommissioned moulds from falling into the wrong hands, Kurt Christensen's integrated the moulds shown to be casted into concrete foundations for the new factories around 1980. The Lego Group revised its policy. Instead of the moulds are now taken apart and separated parts and destroyed in different recycling locations, and of course it was the foundations of the Lego house as well. But yes, there needs to be a trip to the Lego house sooner rather than later. And of course, I have got all these facts for everybody as well in my videos. There are 915,103,706 different combinations for 6 bricks. And then you can see that there's 1,560 for 3 bricks, as the battery on my laptop is about to run out. So it's getting very, very exciting because I've forgotten to plug it in. So in 2004, the Danish mathematician, Professor, calculates that a number of unique ways you combine the 2x4 Lego bricks and the same colour. Incredible, 915,103,765. So yes, when you go to the Lego house, you can pick up a pack of bricks and you can make it whatever way you would like to do. And it continues with the clutch powers and the evolution of the Lego brick. Right, crisis diverted. I actually don't know if you can keep seeing all the error messages popping up of my laptop. The battery's been counting down and down and down. It's come up with about 3 or 4 of them, but I'm not too sure if it actually records it when we go. But the evolution of the Lego bricks. In the history collection of the Lego house, visitors can embrace the history of the brand, not least the story behind the Lego bricks, in the fascinating from the late 1940s, and more plastic toys are produced at the factory in Billund. Among these are the boxes of automatic binding bricks, small plastic bricks in different sizes made for stacking. The bricks themselves strongly resemble Lego basic Lego bricks, and as I mentioned, are almost identical, and the studs on top are virtually the same, but inside is hollow. So you can see all of this stuff on the right hand side is the stuff that you can see from the Lego house itself. So it's definitely worth going down there. And there's the other thing that I was talking about as well. That is in one of the factory machines inside the actual house again. So clutch powers. Complaints are received from customers about the insufficient stability in the building experience. Kurt Christensen has witnessed the first problem firsthand while watching his own children play with the Lego bricks. He assembles a team to solve the challenges. After many nights of hard working, they come up with the interlocking principle by adding inner tubes compatible with studs on top of a Lego brick does give it its clutch power. So that's what it used to look like. So if you've got any of the old stuff, it was a right pain in the backside because you couldn't do much with it. And yeah, how a factory has basically done it all by itself. That's where I think that's why a lot of people are quite passionate about the company, because they've obviously done everything from the ground up and they haven't had anybody else to copy from. So that is something to consider. A brick separator, and then you got the back of the bits and pieces, and I'm assuming we just go straight into the first bit. So bag 1 then. That is the main inner tube. Then you've got the next level. I'm going to really enjoy putting this together. Sorry, that was bag 3. Bag tube's the next level. And then you've got all the doors and all the other little bits and pieces for bag 4. And then you've got 8, 6, 7, and 5. Be a good idea if I did it the right way. And then you've got extra bags for extra plates. And then we start. 156 pages, and you start on number 11. So that is the history lesson over and done with, as is this video. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and I'll catch you next one.